Last time on Simply RVing, we ran from a hurricane off the Gulf Coast and ended up overnighting at a Cracker Barrel.
I've got news for you, and things I want to pursue. I'm jumping off Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro. I've got the wind in my hair, oh Kilimanjaro.
This is the first night in my camper since I redid it, and I love the space. I love the bed. Missy likes it too. It feels really good up here. It feels really comfortable. I slept well in the bed. I didn't miss the bigger bed at all. I'm happy that I put the floor in because Muffin was hot last night. She wasn't feeling too well, and she's over there at the other end. See? She's sleeping by the window. We had some rain last night. Some sprinkles were on the floor, which was fine. So I had a little towel to clean it off with. And yeah, it worked out okay because she's able to keep cool over here. And then Christian is sleeping down there in his bed. You can see the amount of space that the dinette bed takes when he is sleeping in the bed. And then this area here, I travel alone. This is going to be my space because I'm going to travel for a longer time, so I'll bring more clothes with me, but this will be his space when we travel. His bed sheets in here for that dinette, and then this one, he's got his clothes in here. All right, it is a little tight in here to get around with this bed open, as you can see. Christian's making his bed now, and I have Sasha's bed here that belongs in the car, and they're all standing here. We have to adapt to this because before everybody was up there, and I can just use the dinette for breakfast, so him getting up later is difficult because now it's breakfast time. So I told him we're just gonna have breakfast at Cracker Barrel today. You never had breakfast at Cracker Barrel, so we're already here, and they let us stay overnight, so we might as well have breakfast here. It's worth the treat. This is like me and Christian traveling. You know, he's gonna be 18 in another month or so.
This is like my birthday present.
And this is kind of like our last hurrah together because, you know, he'll be working, going to school, doing stuff on his own, and then I'll be on my own. So I thought, well, you know, we'll at least try to do this now. He's making the bed now. Once you do this a couple of times, you won't forget it. Missy has not scratched the pole yet. It's supposed to be for Missy to scratch, and she hasn't scratched yet, so. Yeah, and the curtains worked out really well. It's total privacy inside. Of course, if you're outside, you can see that there's a light on inside, but you can't see in. You can't see what we're doing, so it works really well. They should really make these tables a lot lighter, right?
It's alright.
Alright, there you go. You have to lift both of them up. Actually, those two are the easier ones. You have to lift them up at the same time and then lower them at the same time. But this one has to be in on this side, yeah. And then, yeah, like that. Perfect. And that's the easiest way I found to do it. Awesome. You had a hard time last night, Muffin. You got diarrhea. I had to get up 3 times to take you out. And Missy wants to go out too. She sees the dogs go out, and she's like, why don't I get to go on my leash? First time at Cracker Barrel?
Well, this is not my first time overnight, but it's my first time eating at it.
Okay. We'll see where it goes. We'll see if you like it.
With more than 500 locations across the U.S., Cracker Barrel welcomes RVers to park and stay. With RV dedicated spots that welcome any size of RV for an overnight. Their food is considerably priced and great for a traveler. Breakfast at $4.99 and some dinners for $7.99. At these prices, it's a no-brainer to relax and have a meal if you plan to overnight there after a long day of traveling. I love that they are convenient to get to off most major freeways. Their parking lots are generally well lit and quiet. They have garbage cans in the parking lot, making it easy to throw my garbage out. As an RVer, I like supporting companies that are considerate of those traveling in an RV, and Cracker Barrel is one of those places I feel safe at. With the rain continuing for most of the next day, we stayed put and made it a work day. And now we're going to the Cracker Barrel to have dinner in the rain. Once the rain broke, we headed inside once again. Walking the entire country store is a welcome treat. It gives us a chance to stretch our legs after sitting in the RV all day in the rain. Did you know that Cracker Barrel rents audiobooks to its customers? That's right, you probably didn't know that, but you can sort through the audiobook rack in the store. You pay $34.99 to borrow a book, and when you return it at the next Cracker Barrel location within the US, you get a refund. The real cost is $3.49 to rent a book for a week. Not bad if you have a long, boring drive that you aren't looking forward to. So what is your experience today with Cracker Barrel? Did you like it?
Awesome.
It's a lot of food for $7.99. You gotta have the appetite there.
It's a double rainbow.
It's double because it's another one there. This reminds us of another day that we took a trip that was like this.
That was on the way down to Miami.
Yeah. That was a trip that we took to
Hickory Hammock.
Remember Hickory Hammock? That was when we went to Hickory Hammock.
Yep.
That we saw that because it was like just like this. It was like the evening was raining and then we got there the next day. There's camper over there. There's the camper. We had to go to Lowe's to buy some of these. Ooh, that's bright. I have the flashlight on so you guys can see us because it's dark in here. The magnetic strip that I had here holding my kitchen utensils fell off. And I tried putting it back and I realized they didn't get the studs in here. The hole got bigger, so now the screws will just like twist in there. They won't stay in. So I bought some of this to put this in, but I didn't bring my drill. So, but I do have a multi-tool. So I have this little multi-tool that I'm going to put that in with. And I guess I will tap it with that to get it in there. So we're going to do one of these fixes, and a lot of other things fell too. I mean, I moved stuff around, and that's the way it is when you move stuff around in a camper. You have to test things and see if they're going to work or not the first time that you go out, and then you make adjustments as you go. So I really didn't count on this falling out. I think this is going to be too big. This is too big for this little hole. I guess repairs are not going to get done tonight. We will have to save this and bring it back to the store. That is not the size that I need. So I need a smaller one to fit into the holes. And this store doesn't have them, and I'm not going to drive around looking for them. So I'll just, tomorrow when we go somewhere, if I come across a Home Depot or a Lowe's, I will buy them. That's what's going on. We went to Cracker Barrel, we went to Lowe's, and now it's time to take some time off to rest. I have to wash the dishes. He's like, you should talk about that because you know, I've been at home for so many months now doing projects, you know, had to be there because of my uncle, but now he's not there anymore, so now I could travel. But still, I also have to be there for Christian because he's got things that he's doing and he doesn't drive, so I have to drive him around to the places. But anyway, I've been home for a lot of months now, and this trip is like, I needed to take this trip because I needed to get out of the house. And now I have to do the dishes, and I'm like, okay, now I have to do the dish, and I realize that I have to do it with my vinegar, even though we get out at Cracker Barrel, but I do have the pet bowls that I have to clean, and a glass that Christian used, and, you know, little things like that. But it's really convenient when you're home. You just don't even think about it. You just walk up to the sink, and you turn on the water, and you just wash the dish, and it's no big deal. Then when you come in here, and you're like, okay, wait, I have to do this. Because I have very little water in my tank because I knew exactly where I was going and what I was doing, and I didn't bring a lot of water with me. So At the end of the day, I like to clear my purse of any expense receipts and put them into my binder to scan into my digital notebook for filing away at some point on my trip. If you want to learn more about being paperless, I'll link that video below for the system that I created. It's easy to head out west and find beautiful RV spots on BLM land, but it's much more difficult in Florida where some areas are anti-RV to find free overnight spots. Cracker Barrel is one of those places that can be a safe place to spend a night when cities enforce anti-RV restrictions. If in doubt, call the store ahead of time. Next time on Simply RVing, I head off to the East Coast alone. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I travel solo. Thanks for watching. I can't wait. That's what I want to see. I want to see the sunrise. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up.